questions for Asia?
This is a thin
Callie,
stage.
guys?
Oh.
You could go play tennis challengers.
I know, right? Look at me.
Kelly Clausen Freeman with the Review Journal. The last game, you said that you had to give a halftime talk to the team about just like staying in your role, having people kind of play like themselves. Did you have to give a halftime talk this game, and what was the content of that?
Yeah, a lot of us were just kind of saying like, this isn't the LA that we're used to, and that's okay. Like a lot of teams that we're gonna face in this league, they're not gonna be like last year's team. So we're gonna have to continue to adapt and adjust. And I feel like we all were trying to do that mid-game. And sometimes that's good, but at the same time, sometimes you just gotta play through it. And I think Becky does a great job of allowing us to play through it. And then at the end, we can debrief and like just kind of go back and say, okay, X, Y, and Z. So I think that's what we utilized our halftime speech, was just like, we can still be us, but we have to understand what they have out there too. Like what's their go-to, what do they got going on, and how can we still be us? So I think that was just the grand scheme of things of our talks this halftime.
All right, Asia, a couple quick ones, if that's okay with you. First, we talked a little bit in the preseason about what you wanted to add to your bag and how your offseason is going.
Yeah.
It feels like you're leaning into one of those like one-legged fadeaways. Is that something that you were intentional about adding to your game?
For sure. I just like to just do stuff. Honestly, I love the game. I love working on stuff. I want to see how I can raise an eyebrow, not just for crowd purposes, but for my defender as well. And how can I be quicker? How can I get my shot off? How can I get to my spots? And when it comes to that, I like to do that because it gets me out of a lot of sticky situations, and I don't want my game to rely in the hands of 3 refs. Absolutely not. Then I'm going to be screwed. So I think I just kind of add that implement to my game because it just makes me a lot more quicker, and it makes the defense a little indecisive of how they can guard.
Gotcha. And then secondly, just your early impressions of Cam Briggs. It's your first time facing her.
Oh yeah, she has a bright future. She has a really, really bright future. I'm glad that the Sparks drafted her because I feel like that's a great franchise for her to really grow in. And not just, I don't think Kurt's gonna put her in a box. So I feel like that franchise is really gonna grow around her and let her spread her wings and be the Cam that we all see. So I'm excited just to see her grow and just continue to just build and understand and get a feel for the league. Because like I said, this is a different ball game for all of us, not especially for rookies, but for all of us. Like we're all bringing something new to every single season. So once she gets adjusted to the league and how she can really maneuver and play her way, I think she has a good future.
2 in the room and 2 on Zoom. We got 1 in the back and then a mic.
Asia, last game, Becky talked about the opportunity that everybody else in this roster was going to have with Chelsea missing a couple of games. You've also talked very adamantly over the last couple of years about about you being the biggest cheerleader rather for Jackie. Comes out tonight, career high 11 assists. Kind of,
Sure.
what was that feeling like, understanding that she was leading that offense and you guys were getting to your spots, but not only were you guys getting to your spots, she was finding you guys in pockets?
It's just a matter of time. I mean, a lot of people kind of looked at us sideways when we drafted Jackie #1, and this is the reason for her to grow into something for her because we knew what she's capable of. I mean, Jackie's one of the best 2-way players in this league, and now that she's being able to facilitate, Jackie don't play about her turnovers. So when we do get the ball, we got to do something with it because she's quiet, but she's gonna give us a look. And so for us, we just got to continue to make her comfortable in spaces that's like, no, you can trust us in this area because it's either going to come back to you or we're going to get something good out of it. So I'm super proud of what she was doing. I remember at halftime, I was like, you're going to go get a double-double. I can already see it. So I'm glad that she kind of did that because we need that out of her. We need that out of everybody. It's not going to just be, with Chelsea being out, it's not just going to be KP. It's not just going to be me. It's literally going to take everybody buckling in. So I'm glad she had this showing today.
Mike?
Asia, if I could follow up on that question about Cam, for the top 5 draft picks this year with posts, you were kind of an outlier in that you were able to come in right away and adjust. But for these kids, what is the hardest thing specifically for a post player coming in to the league?
I would honestly have to say the physicality. I think the physicality is probably, and I feel like it's cliche, but it's like, it's just different. It really is. And it's not necessarily like, oh, we're getting away with different hits and stuff. No, it's like, how can I let someone not zap me of my superpower, which is either getting to space, which is getting shots off. Like, it's hard when you're having a grown woman chasing you and she's like literally never leaving you. So the physicality part is really, really tough. And you get different looks, like especially at the 4 or 5 position in this league. I mean, every night you're getting the best of the best. So it's very, very hard to adjust. And I remember myself, my rookie year, I was like, how am I gonna do this? But then I found a run. I just really found running kind of gets me really, really far in life and in this league. And so when these young kids are starting to learn their niche, I hope that they continue to work on it, but they don't lose it because they're like, okay, well, they're just playing me this way. I'm not going to be able to run. No, get out there, work on your game, see how you can really be a difference maker, not just for yourself, but for your team as well. So I hope all these little rookies figure that out, but not too soon.
Let's go to the Zoom for two very quick questions, please.
Or not
Sean,
against
so
me.
go first and then Matthew.
Hi, Asia. Kind of a general question. What do you like about having Kate Martin and her energy? What she kind of meant to the team in huddles, timeouts, on the bench, in practice?
I mean, you said it right there, her energy. She brings it every single day. She's hardworking, nonstop. She's constantly just waiting for her moment. And when her name is called, she's always ready. So I love those type of people that it's like, I'm ready, so I don't really have to get ready. And she stays in the moment. And that's why I'm like, any chance we get, we try to just uplift her because we know it's hard. We understand that it's hard and we try to shake her a little bit and just kind of check her, just making sure that she's good. And she always steps up to the plate every single time. So we can greatly appreciate her doing that for us.
Matthew, close us out, please.
Asia, the lineup of you, Jackie, Kelsey, Alicia, and Kate finished the second quarter on a 17-1 run. Has that a lineup that you guys have practiced together, and how did you feel like that lineup did to sort of finish that quarter, and then you've sort of finished the game with that group as well?
I mean, I don't really think we practice our lineups other than just the starters. Becky kind of just goes with it and we trust and we know exactly what each other's capable of. Because that's the whole point of being a good teammate is understanding your identity and your roles on the team when you're out there on the court. And so we were just taking what the defense gave us. We knew that we were kind of on the rocks. The first period was like, okay, like we held them to 18, but we didn't play our best basketball. So when it came out and we really had to buckle down, that was a moment for us to really drill in together and work on our stuff. And we really took what the defense was giving us. And after that, we look up and we're headed into the locker room a little bit better than what we would have if we hadn't done that. So I'm grateful for that lineup, but at the same time, I feel like we're in a situation where you can really put in